Very special treat for us, RPI grad and NASA astronaut Reid Wiseman, who spent nearly 6 months in space aboard the International Space Station, joining us live from the Johnson Space Center in Houston to talk about the mission. And Reid, thank you so much for joining us. First of all, welcome home. I know you've been home for just about a week now, landing in Kazakhstan on November 9th, and I read your tweet where you said, you're readjusting to life pretty well, but your feet were sore. Tell us about the readjustment.
Hey, well, I went to RPI, so I know a little bit about gravity, and I'll tell you, I think they bumped it up a bit since I've left. Definitely things stick to the table a lot better. I stick to the ground a lot better than I remember. So yeah, but the bottoms of my feet hurt a little bit if I stand for a while, especially my heels. But then when you think about it, I haven't stood in half a year. So all these kind of new experiences, well, not new, but relearning experiences for my body have been pretty interesting.
Right, you've been weightless. No doubt you couldn't wait to see your 2 daughters and your wife. 165 days in space is a long time.
It's definitely a long time. I know there's military families out there that would think of 6 months ago, oh, it's nothing, and sure, for them it is nothing, but for me that was a long time, and it was great to give those girls a hug as soon as I saw them when I got back to Houston.
I can only imagine. This was your first space flight, Reid, and we spoke actually before you began the mission, and you were so excited about this experience. Tell me what caught you most by surprise once you were actually there.
Oh, everything catches you by surprise once you're actually there, but just learning how to work in weightlessness is a big one. But I think the thing really that surprised me the most is the human body is amazing, and it adapts so quickly. And we weren't up there, I was just reading my journal that I wrote while I was up there. We weren't up there for about 10 days, and my mind had already come to terms with floating and looking back at our Earth, and from then on it was just kind of just a great experience all the way around.
Surreal, I'm sure. What was the most exhilarating moment for you though, Reid? Something must have really stood out for you. I know you spent 13 hours of spacewalking time outside the orbital complex. That must have been just incredible.
It is incredible to throw on a spacesuit and go outside into that harsh environment. The view from out there when all you have is that little helmet visor on is absolutely amazing. It's crystal clear. One time I looked down, I think we were over Chile, and I saw a volcano starting to erupt. So it's just really an incredible, unique perspective on the whole Earth, and getting to do that was extremely special. You asked what was the most exhilarating moment, and that has got to be coming home. Re-entry is special. There's no way to train for that. It's a very dynamic event, and it's a little bit scary, but for the most part it's just pure fun.
Yeah, special and tough on your body, I'm sure, but then once you're back here, I'm sure there's no feeling like it. Give me a sense, if you could. I don't know if you... Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to mention how...
I was going to say that I was listening to some of the weather up in Albany and the lake effect snow, and it certainly seemed like it's better to be in Houston this morning.
Yes, you're very lucky to be in Houston this morning. I want to talk about the window you've given us all into your world up in space through social media, your Twitter account. Did you have any idea how sharing those amazing images, including selfies with the crew and all of those pictures, would really be seen by so many people around the world?
I had absolutely no concept of how that would explode, and I'm happy that it did. It was a whole lot of fun, and it's great to get to share this story. An astronaut going to space is pretty unique, and I know there's a lot of people that think about it out there, and I'm really glad that they ate it up.
We sure did. And just one last thing, Reid. What's next? What's next for you?
Next is being a dad for a little while. That's really the job I want for the next couple months, maybe the next couple years. So we'll see what the future holds, but for now I got that one locked in.
Well, welcome home, and it has been such a joy to talk to you, and thank you for sharing your world with us when you're in space on Twitter. We're happy to have you back, Reid, making the Capital Region proud.